my goal has always been because I grew up, like, look at the way I played. I try to emulate.
Obviously, when you're a full-time athlete playing in the NBA, working out is a daily necessity, but now that you've retired, like you mentioned, how much is fitness still a part of your life, and how have you changed your approach to it, if at all? You mentioned your wife is a big health and wellness nut, so how has she been able to kind of help you?
Well, my wife has helped me by being, like, my wife she's beautiful. She's youthful, but my wife is 50 years old, and she understands that, like, she has to take care of her body in a way that she didn't have to when she was 30 or when she was 40. And so she's the leader in a sense in our household when it comes to that. And a lot of, like, I look at a lot of things she do, and, and vice versa. I do a lot of things from like a PT standpoint or stretching standpoint or massage standpoint. And she look at me like, okay, let me do that. So we share information and the things that are helping us, feel better, optimizing us in a way, right? And like I said, we all are around this whole world. We all are looking for just that little edge. And, and this partnership right here allows me to customize what my edge is going to look like and what it's going to feel like. And so it's important. And it's not only important for me, it's important for men. It's important for Black men, to know more about their bodies, to ask more questions, to not be afraid to see what's on the inside of your body. Like I said, this is the engine that make everything work, and it's important that we understand what's in that engine. And so like I said, it's a family brand. We all are helping each other. We want to be around for a very long time. We want to educate along the way if we can. We have this microphone. Lucky enough, I'm able to sit right here next to you on this screen on Sportseriously and talk about this. Someone's listening. Someone's going to take something from this, and so it's a part of my responsibility as well.
On the other side of that, we know the key to any good diet is a little bit of balance, cheat day. I love how The Rock always posts his crazy cheat days. I don't know how he eats all the food he eats, but what's like a Dwyane Wade cheat day look like? Or do you not have any of those?
I don't have one. I mean, what I love to eat that I can't eat all the time, because
there you go. Because
I
balance.
care myself enough where I should be able to enjoy what I want when I want, but just not all the time. I can indulge. But I'm simple. I travel the world trying to look for burgers. Like, I'm a burger man. Like, I'm gonna come in your restaurant and tell you how this burger tastes. Like, how meat go together. How does this sauce work with this beef? Like, I'm that guy. Yes. So give me burger and fries all day with a nice Coca-Cola or something like that, and give me some cookies or, some sweet on the side. Like, I'm easy.
On another note, it was so crazy timing, but I got the chance to talk to another one of your close friends, Chris Paul, last week, and it was a couple days before he got traded to the Wizards and then immediately flipped to the Warriors. As someone who knows him well, what do you think's been going through his head right now during all this craziness?
Yeah, I was just with him yesterday. We were up here speaking at this conference. And man, I mean, it's been wild. He's been traded twice within weeks. And, he started in Phoenix and now he's in Golden State. But however he's gotten to where he is, it's a blessing for him. And, to be able to be going into your 19th year and to be looked at as someone that can come and help a team that still is on that edge of being able to contend, that says a lot about Chris Paul. And so I know he's excited at the same time, but he knows the work. It's a lot of work that needs to be put in place to get to the ultimate goal. But I mean, to have another opportunity, for someone as they going into their 19th to 20th year, I mean, what more can you ask for? So once again, let's get ready for the ride and let's see if Chris Paul can accomplish the things that he set out to do and what he wants to set out to do. And that's to win a championship. It's about nothing else. And so I look forward to it.
Right, like you mentioned, like we all want to see him get a ring to top off the Hall of Fame career, and there's really not many better places to do that than Golden State. So, how scary can this team be? Like Steph, Clay, one of the best distributors of all time, dishing them the rock. Like, that's going to be crazy.
He's next to the guy that we say him. Steph is him. You know what I mean? He's one of them him guys. There's only a few guys that can really do this and say I'm him. Steph Curry is one of them. It's going to be amazing to see how Chris Paul is able to play with him. And I'm calling him Chris Paul like he's not my friend. But just for the sake of this conversation, people know what I'm talking about. it's going to be great to see how great players play with other great players. And I love to see basketball players able to make adjustments. To me, it's easy to have the ball and just shoot the ball. What kind of adjustments can you make to other great players, other great talent? And it's going to be amazing to see how all those guys work together and how their relationship form to where they have to trust each other. They've been competing against each other for a very long time. Chris Paul has been getting smacked by Golden State for a very long time. It's been some hatred build up. Now you got to get rid of that, break that down. You got to get to liking each other, get to know each other's family, kids. Oh, listen, I want to see the
Right? You already know ESPN's working on one behind the scenes.
Oh, so I need to connect the company on there right now.
Exactly. Last couple of questions for you. It seems like more and more these days that the term GOAT is losing some of its legitimacy because at the end of the day, you know, it's always going to be a personal preference. But I met Brandon Miller, and he took heat recently for saying that Paul George was his GOAT. But, of course, backed it up saying, you know, it's his personal GOAT. So I want to ask you, who is the GOAT for Dwyane Wade?
I think he said it right. I mean, from the standpoint of we all have our personal goals because these are the people that we watched, right? These are the people who, it doesn't matter how good someone else is. This is our guy. And it's a lot of it because it's a style of play or, you know, whatever the case may be. And so, yeah, I mean, it's my goal has always been Michael Jordan because I grew up, like, look at the way I played. I played a lot. I tried to emulate Michael Jordan. And so, but I had other players that was my favorites, like Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant. Like, you know, I had players along the way that these are all GOATs in my eyes. It's not, to me, it's hard to call one GOAT. You know, it's a room of GOATs, and it's conversations that people can have that I can't have and other guys can't have. And, you know, Michael Jordan is in that room, one of my GOATs. And, you know, one of my friends, LeBron James, is in that room. Like, it's a lot of GOATs in the room, and everybody can get in there. And so, and these are GOATs of eras. And so I think for the young fella, he didn't get to see Michael Jordan play. He, you know, was probably at the tail end of obviously watching Kobe's dominance. He probably seen Kobe towards the later parts of his career. And so, yeah, he's watched a guy that plays the way that he feel like he can play, that has the same body type, that have the same game as him. And, you know, and idolize his game after that. And so that's a lot of respect for Paul George that he said that. He's a number 2 pick in the draft, saying that Paul George is his GOAT while PG is still playing. So that's dope.
Hey, sports fans, if you want to see more conversations with athletes and stars, check out these videos right here and be sure to subscribe for more from USA Today Sports.